I'm Dr. Yvonne Kason, President of Spiritual Awakenings International. Welcome to our Speaker Spotlight. I'm absolutely delighted that our speakers today are Raymond O'Brien from the UK, Robert Baer from the USA, and me, Dr. Yvonne Kason from Toronto, Canada. We will all be presenting at the Spiritual Awakenings International Conference, Saturday, June 11th and Sunday, June 12th, 2022, on the NDE, that is Near-Death Experiences, Talking-Dead Panel about NDEs and post-traumatic stress. Now, Raymond O'Brien, he's a UK-based lifelong seer. He's had multiple spiritually transformative experiences, including 10 near-death experiences. Raymond is a survivor of 10 cardiac arrests and 6 heart attacks over a period of 13 years. He has now trained and qualified as a counselor and psychotherapist, solely dealing in the spiritual and psychological issues that such life events create. Let's welcome Raymond O'Brien.
Thank you, Yvonne. In my presentation, I will be sharing about just what you had mentioned. I will be covering not just the spiritual transformative experiences that I had undertaken with all of my events over the last 13 years, but I'd also like to speak about some of the seeing that I'd seen. I've seen cancers on patients, maybe about two and a half years in advance before they was actually diagnosed themselves. I would like to also cover the nearing death experience. So it's not just the side of when we get taken, well, I was taken out by my cardiac arrest, but it's the run up to it, maybe like the 2 years down to the 1 year of how we behave, how things start to change within. And to be given this opportunity with SAI to help others out there is a remarkable thing to be able to do. And it's such an honor to be here and to be able to give across my experiences with this panel. So it's a wonderful thing to undertake. There is much more to my story than the small teaser that we have. So, please tune in, because it's really worth watching. Some of the things that we will be talking about affect people profoundly. Many of us feel isolated with the events that come upon us. So it's nice to be within this group. It's a wonderful conference to attend. I can't tell you how much the medical world appreciates what we do now. Only last Friday, I was on a hospital unit, a cardiac unit, and talking to a cardiac rehab manager there. And we were talking about, now COVID is almost over here within the UK, of how, would I like to attend more conferences to give my side across from the viewpoint of more mindfulness of how we treat survivors here. Because it's not just the physical side, it's also the psychological side, spiritual, and also the incredulity of what happens to us. A lot of people do tend to forget that this is death, and for many of us, we don't get a warning. I did, so we hope to be covering that also, but many of us don't. So it's the grieving, it's the loss of who we are now. How do we cope with who we are? Do our family understand who we are? So, these are things that I like to bring to bear when I give talks, just to help others. My philosophy in life these days is I'm back here to help others. I can't possibly let go and not help others, not have been to where I've been, and not fill my boots with the knowledge to come back and help others. So this is where I am. So I look forward to seeing you all. It's going to be a fantastic conference, and thank you to everyone. It's going to be amazing. So see you there, or be square, as we say. So thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. That sounds really fascinating. Robert Baer will also be presenting on our NDE Talking-Dead Panel. Dr. Robert Baer, MPA, PhD, has also had multiple spiritually transformative experiences, including 3 near-death experiences. He had his first NDE in 2009. When he died from a heart attack for over 45 minutes. That near-death experience and life review changed his life. Robert is a retired California Highway Patrol officer of 22 years and a current business consultant. He is also the vice president of Spiritual Awakenings International. Welcome, Dr. Robert Baer.
Thank you, Dr. Kason, and welcome everybody. This will be a great event. I'm very honored to be part of this panel, and I'm going to talk about a few things that are personal to me in nature. One of the things has to do with how I've had to learn to transform my life with all these newfound things that have happened to me. Yvonne touched on the fact that I'd been a policeman for 23 years total, but my life was totally different than what it has turned out to be since my near-death experience and being deceased. I'm also going to talk about dealing with these effects. For example, my sight improved after I had my near-death experience. I have medium tendencies. I set off microwaves, alarms from my electrical field that I have with my body. But I'm also going to highlight my life review and some of the things that happened there. It's like seeing my dog. It was just a wonderful experience seeing her on the other side. And I'm just hoping that you'll come to this event, have an open mind, and be able to reflect on what Raymond, Yvonne, and myself have said, and just have a total different take of what happens when we die and the different experiences that we go through. Looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. That sounds really interesting. I will also be presenting on the NDE Talking-Dead panel. I've had multiple spiritually transformative experiences since childhood. I have had 5 near-death experiences, 2 in my childhood and 3 in my adult life. I'm a retired medical doctor, previously on faculty at the University of Toronto, and I first coined that phrase, spiritually transformative experiences, back in 1994, and I describe it in my book, Touched by the Light. I am the president and co-founder of Spiritual Awakenings International. And in my presentation, what I'll be talking about is my 2003 accident, when I slipped and fell on black ice and smashed my head on rocky ground. I sustained a serious traumatic brain injury with a brain hemorrhage, and I died for a period of time. I had a beautiful, ecstatic time on the other side in the loving light when I died, in what I call heaven, with access to the past, present, and future. I will be describing this near-death experience in detail, and also how I was given the choice whether to return to my very injured body or to reincarnate as a baby. The traumatic brain injury disabled me for 12 years. I will share how, after my brain injury, my life was like living in heaven and hell at the same time. The heaven was the love and the connection that I felt with spirit. The hell was my post-traumatic stress and the intense physical and worldly challenges I had to deal with as a newly disabled person. So I will also tell you how I learned to deal with my post-traumatic stress, and about the beautiful shamanic gift from spirit that helped me heal my PTSD. So please join us at Spiritual Awakenings International Conference, which will be Saturday, June 11th and Sunday, June 12th, 2022. Raymond O'Brien, Robert Baer, and I will all be presenting on the NDE Talking-Dead panel, which will be on Sunday, June the 12th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, which is noon Pacific Time and 8 p.m. in the UK. It's on Zoom. Donations are welcome, but you may attend the conference for free. But in order to attend, you must register for each day on our SAI website, which is spiritualawakeningsinternational.org. We hope to see you there. Bye now.